Thanks for watching this week, and make sure you check back here for more news on NBA 2K21.
And make sure to follow us on social for all the event updates.
Remember, it's at NBA 2K_2KTV, and thanks for watching.
See you next time.
And a shot from a little earlier as the Hornets get off the team bus looking very focused. They want to leave town with something to show for their efforts. And the game arrivals sponsored by Express. Let's quickly take a look at the standings out east. The season nearly complete. We are nearly... It sure is fun to watch, DA. Thank you. And a look at the starters for the Hornets. Washington out there with Bridges. And there's Bismack Biyombo. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Graham in at the shooting guard position. And for the Knicks, Taj Gibson is out there with Randall. Then there's Mo Harkless. Then it's Barrett, and it's Payton in at the point. Washington passes to Biyombo. Now, here's Bridges. Charlotte moving the ball around. Passes it to Biyombo. Shot clock at 3 from the top of the key. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Two struggling teams with frustrated players. Brent, when you were playing, did you have any kind of trick for kind of getting out of that malaise, that trough?
Sometimes for individuals, you have things that you've gone to in the past, whether it was through your high school career or your collegiate career. The interesting thing about a team dynamic, Kevin, is how do you do it collectively? And so the best way is to try to find something that you can do to step away from the game, get your mind onto something else, try to normalize an experience throughout the year.
Like what? Can you give me an example?
Well, maybe something where your team goes out to go see a movie together, or on the road you go somewhere to a museum, or I know it sounds silly, but any time that you have that kind of away experience and you come back in, the perspective on the next game changes maybe just enough for you guys to recover.
And Charlotte can't hang on to the ball.
Looked like a simple play and turned into a turnover. Can't give away possessions like that.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Here's Randall. Second chance shot. Shot's good by Gibson.
Gibson using his body on the boards. He's great at using his timing to leap up and collect a second chance.
The pass to Rozier. Knocks it loose, and that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. And so it's Charlotte with it, and the shot goes in.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
The Knicks have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Randall kicks to Harkless. Pass to Payton. Now, here's Barrett. Graham defending. The putback. The Hornets pull it in. Last time they met was in Charlotte.
And it seems odd to say, given that they won that pretty easily, but really they did not look especially strong in that game.
And you know as well as I do that the coaches had a long laundry list of things that they could have done better that night, but still, it turned out to be a good win for them.
Pass to Gibson. Knocked away. He dishes it to Payton. Clock at 6. Barrett. And it's off from three-point range. Hornets have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. And one of those little spark plug guys, Terry Rozier, plays the game with Greg, I think, a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, the story goes, as a kid, when his temper flared, his mother would have to sit on him until he cooled down. He's learned to channel that fire and emotion into his game.
Here's Harkless. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans after trading away Porzingis. They were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Bobby Portis comes in for Randall. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Barrett. And it's Ntilikina in for Payton. Right side, Portis over Washington. Back to Portis, and stolen by Zelli. Making the pass to Rozier. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
The Knicks making a switch here. Knox is checked in. 1:32 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Ntilikina. Rozier defending. Ntilikina can't hit.
We'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position, plenty of space. Just clanked it.
Batum, good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Knicks trail by 7. Bullock passes to Portis. Tries from 10. Second shot opportunity. Some nice passing by New York here. Passes it to Robinson. 5 on the clock. Nice shot from the wing.
Ntilikina sensing when one of his guys was not covered, and then he found him.
Outside, Batum. Back to Rozier. And the pass to Washington. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Last game for the Charlotte Hornets. It was a loss to the Heat in Miami. Pass to Portis. Feeds it to Robinson. There's 18 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Knox. Kicks to Bullock. Portis in the post. Over Washington. Portis can't get it to go.
Yeah, my expectations were that he was not going to miss that one, Kevin. He handles that kind of defense, especially on the inside.
And so it's the Charlotte Hornets bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They have... And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast. As the second quarter getting going right now. What stands out to you guys from the Hornets in this one?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
It felt like they knew that there were openings in transition and just wanted to keep trying to feed that, get out quick.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And New York, looking at who they've got. Wayne Ellington is out there with Ntilikina. Then there's Reggie Bullock. Then it's Robinson. And it's Knox in at the 4-man position. Batum passes to Bacon. Batum scanning the floor. Passes it to Washington. He feeds it to Zelli. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Knicks trail by 9. Here's Ntilikina. And he banks in the layup.
Well, Fizdale, part of those great teams in Miami as an assistant coach with Eric Spoelstra. He coaches with a lot of fire and enthusiasm, is very involved emotionally in what his team does on a daily basis, and that's why a lot of these young players are gravitating towards his coaching style.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some runouts.
Ellington the pass to Knox. Here's Ntilikina. Here's Knox. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Drains the three-pointer. And New York hoped that Fizdale's likability would be a factor in free agency.
Yeah, I think it's going to help the Knicks as they move forward here. Try to find some stability with their coach. That way David Fizdale and his messaging can remain consistent with the type of players that they try to attract here to Gotham.
So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Robinson. Julius Randle comes in for Kevin Knox. Checked in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Frank Ntilikina. For New York, they've gone 3 of 4 from the... Now, here's Barrett, guarded closely. Now Ellington. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Dishes it to Randall. New York needs to get off a shot. Here's Gibson, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Hornets have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Graham kicks to Bridges, and there's the pass to Bacon. Gibson against Bridges. The feed now to Zeller. Brent, so many state-of-the-art arenas being built. Which feature do you think is most important?
Oh, the hot dog machine. What are we doing, right?
Popcorn. Right
and the
next to it.
popcorn.
Hot
What
dog
else,
and then
Kevin?
the popcorn.
Yeah,
Right there.
nachos.
You love nachos.
Okay.
You love nachos.
What else? I mean, what else could we go with there?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah,
That's
right.
a big one.
Because when you're done with all that other stuff, you've got to somehow kind of coat your stomach.
Yep.
You
Was
don't
this
feel bad.
basketball related, or did we go somewhere else?
All
with
a part of the whole conversation.
I think we covered it.
The shot's good from Bacon.
That's a needle in a haystack shot right there. You're not going to hit that one all that often.
Payton passes to Barrett. Back to Payton. On the wing, Ellington. Back to Payton. Pass to Barrett. Fires for 3. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. That's tipped.
That's just a good, solid, instinctual play there from Randall.
Barrett the pass to Payton. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Bobby Portis comes in for Taj Gibson. And Maurice Harkless subbed in for Wayne Ellington. And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clipping. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
Right wing, here's Graham. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Left side, Portis. Harkless on the wing. Launches it. Hornets with the rebound. Zeller's got 7 rebounds in the game. Inside. Here's Graham. It's deflected. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Here's Portis. New York, no good that time either. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
Zeller dishes to Bridges. Feeds it to Biombo. Out of bounds. New York takes possession. A different look for New York. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Randall. Kevin Knox comes in for Harkless. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Barrett. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Batum's checked in. And so here is New York. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta. Here's Knox. Here's Robinson. Pass to Bullock. Another shot. That's Biombo with the rebound. Now, here's Bridges. Not a lot of room. And it's out of bounds. The Hornets able to retain possession here. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Here's Ntilikina. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Hornets on top.
Thank you, Kevin. Elfrid, how big is...
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sport. Things were going Charlotte's way from the beginning. Their lead at one point was up to 7, and they had some real nice momentum going. And that does it for our halftime show.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You got to like what Nicholas Batum has done in this game.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Here's who James Borrego is starting the second half with. We've got Bridges. Bismack Biyombo is out there with Washington. Then there's Terry Rozier, and it's Graham in at the 2 guard. And here's Gibson. He'll bring it up for New York. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Bridges, and he lays it straight in. Bridges has got it all tied up now for Charlotte.
Not only a jump shooter, Bridges also dependable at knowing how to get it done inside.
Barrett wide open, he fires. No good on the 3. Charlotte shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. To the paint, it's taken away by Payton. Oh, and here we go with Gibson, nobody back. And Barrett slams it in.
And you see the edge Barrett plays with, attacking the rim with bad intention.
And here is Graham. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. No good from outside. Knicks have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the hand. Harkless got a piece of it.
He has the length to send shots back. I like seeing Bridges make his presence felt on this end.
Now, here's Biyombo. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. He kicks to Graham. 5 to shoot. 11 feet away. Biyombo, no luck.
So far, Kevin, the third quarter has not started well. Just 1 of 4.
Outside Gibson. Oh, that's blocked. And now here's Rozier, the fast break chance. The dish to Biyombo. It's taken away by Payton. Here's Barrett. And the layup's good off the glass. Barrett's got the lead up to 4 now for New York.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Rozier, the pass to Washington. It's stolen by Randall. And again, New York running the court in transition. And stolen by Graham. Passes to Biyombo. Charlotte moving the ball around. Tipped away. But he stays with it. Down low. Tries again. And the layup is good.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Payton drives in, and that one drops for him. Payton's got the lead back up to 4 now for the Knicks.
And the execution has just been off defensively here in the second. Play after play, it's almost as if they're a step slow.
A lot of talk, Brent, about eliminating divisions, something that's been discussed. I think that's going to happen.
I don't understand what the divisions are. Do you?
No. We don't pay attention to the divisions.
We don't pay any attention to the divisions.
It's all about conference.
And we know that divisions end up helping in some ways with the playoff seedings, but it just seems strange today to have the divisions the way they are divided up. I think it helps when you're opening up a fish wrap in the morning if you check a traditional newspaper, but otherwise, there could be something that goes away soon.
Knox the pass to Ntilikina. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Miles Bridges.
Ntilikina has some size and able to battle there down low.
The Knicks have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. And that one falls for Ntilikina. Well, it's been an up-and-down start to his career, but we do know that Frank Ntilikina can play defense.
Interesting to see how it is he progresses in terms of his offensive games. Feels like the league is tending to lean more, Kevin. If you had a decision between a defensive player and an offensive player, it's going the offensive player's way. So Ntilikina is going to have to step up, show that he's improved his shooting range, and then get consistent minutes on the floor.
New York, no good that time either.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Here's Graham. Up again. It's good on the putback.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Now the pass to Ntilikina. Outside Portis. Here's Knox. He's covered by Zeller. Yes! And the foul. It goes on Cody Zeller.
And Knox taking lessons from the school of hard knocks on that play. Nice finish.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Frank Ntilikina. And that one misses. Hornets trail by 3. Here's Batum. Ellington grabs the miss.
Well, he had the perfect opportunity to finish that one, guys, and just flat out blew it.
And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Knox getting up there and showing the power he possesses.
Outside Batum. Bridges against Portis. Bridges passes to Bacon. The shot that time not on target. Here's the break. Here's Knox. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Now it's a 7-point Knicks lead. Graham up in time, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Knicks lead by 7. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Knox out there with Portis. Then there's Reggie Bullock. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Ellington in at the 1. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Pass to Robinson. And here's Bullock. Lays it up and banks it in. Bullock's got the lead up to 9 now for the Knicks.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
And Batum kicks to Green. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Bacon. Zeller inside. Guarded by Robinson. Shot by Zeller, no good.
I'll be honest, I thought there's no way that he's missing that close. That's a bunny. Give it up for the aggressive defense, Kevin.
Knox the pass to Portis. And the former Razorback, Bobby Portis, took a few years to find his spot in the NBA, but now he does produce.
And great big man to bring in off the bench. Good size and quickness combination, and will always give you scoring with that second unit.
For the Knicks, Randall's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Barrett comes in for Kevin Knox. And it's Payton in for Wayne Ellington. The Hornets also changing it up. Biombo's checked in for Cody Zeller. Washington comes in for Dwayne Bacon. And it's Rozier in for Nicholas Batum. Bullock passes to Payton. Portis kicks to Randall. In the corner, Barrett with it. And Barrett slams it in.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Passes it to Graham. Here's Washington. He's guarded by Bullock. from outside the arc. And it's Washington missing. The Knicks leading by 13. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Bridges kicks to Rozier. Back to Bridges. And the pass to Rozier. It's stolen by Randall. Payton left side. It's good. And the Knicks lead by 17.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Graham, the pass to Biyombo. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Rozier kicks to Biyombo. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by New York.
Portis, the pass to Bullock. And he uses the glass on the layup.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic. They brought the double team to force the ball out of his hands, but failed to rotate off the pass.
Randall down low. Back to Payton, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Here's a garbage time question, Brent. Why do some teams leave their star players in the game even though the game has either been won or lost?
Forgetful coaches?
No, it can't be that.
Well, I don't know if...
if you're leading by 35 points late in the game.
And the star player is still in the game.
Yeah.
Somebody's made a mistake with regards to the rotations. I mean, quite frankly, there's really no reason for guys to be out there at that time.
Yeah.
Early on in the season, it might be that the coach wants to start and play with certain guys, but as the season goes on, you just don't see that very much.
And Gibson kicks to Payton. Pass to Harkless. Shot clock at 5. No good on the triple. Hornets trail by 15.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Knicks.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Elfrid Payton.
It felt like there was more than one of them out there tonight. He was involved on every possession, and he made his presence felt in so many ways.
Bridges with it. Rozier the pass to Washington. Here's Biyombo to the middle. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Just good at drawing fouls. Bridges plays well in traffic and through the contact.
Taking 2 shots.
The first one falls. So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Damian Dotson comes in for Randall. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Barrett. And Smith's subbed in for Elfrid Payton.
I'll tell you, Bridges, you see the athleticism, the improving skill set, and the instincts are coming along. And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Shots good by Hernangomez.
Well, beating everybody to the ball, Willie doesn't always get his number called, so he's got to put in the extra work and find these efforts on the offensive glass.
Now Bridges. He dishes it to Martin. Pass to Hernangomez. Here's Monk. Good!
And one of the more underrated elements of his game. This is a guy that's always in control. Love seeing him finish.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up.
benefits to the stand, resulting in unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
On NBA 2K TV. We're inside the bubble with Washington Mystics and 2K fan Aerial Powers. Plus, we're talking 2K21 with Mike.
A lot going on here in the Queen. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for him.
And he's been very active with his hands. How about the steal numbers this month? He's been really hounding on the defensive side.
So look at the starters for the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown. And it's Bunga in at the small forward. And for the Hornets, we've got Terry Rozier. Washington out there with Bridges. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Graham in at the two-guard spot. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. That's his first foul. You can see it, Doris, with some of these good teams trying to build momentum as we get closer to the postseason.
You seem to know and understand which teams are good on both sides of the basketball. Are they top 5 efficiency, offense and defense? And as you know, Kevin, if there's a player with a hot hand, that can really make a difference in round one.
Absolutely. And so it's the Wizards getting on the board first. Down low. Washington passes to Biyombo. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night. And so Brown will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Last time they met was in Washington.
And they did win that last game in this matchup. And it seems they got the benefit of the whistle.
Washington, that's good.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Back to Bryant. And finish off by Bryant.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Here's Washington, hoping to put that miserable performance against Miami behind him tonight. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. The pass to Bridges. 6 on the shot clock. There's the steal. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Here's Bonga. Pass to Hachimura. Kicks it to Napier. Left side, Bryant. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts. The Hornets have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for them.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
80% from the field to start, playing with a ton of confidence.
Here's Washington. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Graham sinks the triple.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter steal, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Napier. Rozier with the steal. Fast break now for Charlotte. Graham with the bucket.
And that's such good work to make this a 1-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Here's Bryant. That's Biyombo with the rebound. Hornets have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Rozier the pass to Washington. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist.
You know, I really like this. Instead of putting his head down, Terry Rozier keeping his eyes up and finding his open teammate.
Brown the pass to Hachimura. Now here's Napier. Rozier defending. Here's Bryant. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4. Charlotte trailer. Rozier looking around. Now here's Bridges. He's guarded closely. Washington passes to Bridges. To the paint. Here's Biyombo. Here's Washington. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Washington's got 6. Pass to Hachimura. Second shot opportunity. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you can see what makes Hachimura a tough cover. He can beat you with finesse, and also he can bring the hard hat.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Zeller is checked in for Biyombo. Dwayne Bacon comes in for Washington. And it's Batum and for Terry Rozier. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession. The Wizards have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Smith the pass to Wagner. And he banks in the layup.
Boy, doesn't get any easier than that. What a size advantage, and just goes to work.
And so Graham will bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. They trail by 1. Over Smith. Here's Zeller. Lays it up and banks it in. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that Cameo song, Back and Forth.
Here's Wagner, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And still a close game. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. What stands out to you guys from the Hornets in this one?
they set a physical tone in the first, and that really showed on the backboard.
I think it's why they hold the lead here early, because they're controlling the flow of the game with those second chance opportunities.
Bridges out there with Cody Zeller. Then there's Batum, and it's Bacon in at the 3. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. Graham with the ball, covered by Smith. Here's Zeller. He's coming off a 10-point game against Miami. Here's Bridges. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Bridges has got the lead back up to 1 now for Charlotte.
Taking back the lead once more. Give these teams credit. Man, they are battling.
Boy, Greg, neither team willing to give an inch, and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch.
And Zeller kicks to Bridges. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Zeller. Another shot. And the layup good by Batum.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Charlotte's had to wait a bit the last few years. Now, the city hosted the All-Star game last season, but for the Hornets, they've gone 3 seasons without a playoff appearance and 15 seasons without winning a playoff series. In that time, the franchise has had 7 head coaches and a shifting front office. But Buzz City is hoping that its wait for playoff relevance will end soon. Kevin?
We all are. David, thank you. Pass to Bacon. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession.
And let's review some numbers for Smith. He's averaging 10 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
Washington's checked in for Bridges. Bacon gets the bucket. Wizards trail by 5. Robinson passes to Wagner. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Wagner's got 6 in the quarter. Doris, who are some of your favorite players to interact with, interview, and question as you go through the season?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys. I think, you know, certain people really give a lot of thought to their answers. So Kyrie Irving, he wants to explain what he's thinking. He's willing to share and take a moment and consider the question. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, all of these guys, when I ask a question, Kev, they'll pause for a moment, consider the question, and then respond. And for somebody who's got to interview, there's nothing greater than having those guys willing to take some time with me.
Doris, and you always get great answers from them, too. So there's a great rapport there, I can see. There's the pass to Graham, and taken away by Brown. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It goes on Cody Zeller.
And Kevin, defensively, if you have got to foul someone, this isn't a bad choice. For Mahinmi, it's been a bit of an adventure at the free throw line.
And he can't hit the second. Batum attacking, passes it to Bacon. Inside, here's Biyombo. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
What you want from a guy who's going to be a defensive specialist is understand your role, be ferocious, and be aggressive. And that's what you get with Bismack Biyombo.
The Hornets shooting their first free throws of the evening. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Here's Bonga, defended by Batum. Mahinmi kicks to Brown. It's Biyombo with the rebound. Biyombo's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Lots of room. Kept alive, Zeller. The shot, no good.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Got a hand on it. They get it back. Here's Bonga, defended by Batum. Second chance shot. Down low. Mahimi drops it in.
You know, throwing his weight around inside, Mahimi goes up against pressure and gets it to fall.
Outside, Batum. He kicks it to Biyombo. Rebounded by the Wizards. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And guys, they walked into the arena with a certain kind of swagger, and we really saw it play out on the offensive end.
And what surprised me was how easy they made it look. It seemed like they got something out of every possession.
So it's the Hornets now after the basket by Washington. Pass to Rozier, and here's Biyombo. Napier covering. Shot from the low block. Biyombo, great positioning on the putback. And the Hornets lead by 2.
We call that persistence, folks. Bismack Biyombo is a force on the offensive glass.
Brown drives in. And it's blocked, but they'll get another chance. Here's Bryant. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And the teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, some might.
And that'll do it for the first half of competitive game so far. Hornets ahead.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings. The first quarter for the Hornets was fairly even. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the game. And that'll do.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Thomas Bryant really making a difference here.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Taking a look at the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Napier. And it's Bonga in at the 3 side. Biyombo kicks to Graham. Biyombo with it. Working on Bryant. And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Bryant. Shot clock at 6. And so it's Bonga who brings up the ball for the Washington Wizards. Hachimura the pass to Bryant. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. So it's such an honor to be on this with you. And you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst. Breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kevin.
The Wizards shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Robinson's checked in for Washington. Ish Smith comes in for Shabazz Napier. Biyombo, that's good. Biyombo's got the game tied up here for the Hornets.
This guy is very solid close to the rim. Biyombo knows when to be assertive on the interior.
Hachimura. Pass to Bonga. Right side, Bryant. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
Charlotte ball.
And now, with this break, here are the premier glass cleaners among rookies over the course of the past month. Well, you look at Hachimura, 3rd in rebounding, and what a physical presence inside. And, of course, P.J. Washington.
And they've each come into their own, I think, as rebounders during this stretch. I think they're getting used to the more physical nature of the NBA.
Mo Wagner's checked in for the Wizards. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, with that frame, if Bismack Biyombo gets that kind of position, your best bet is to foul him.
The free throw drops for Biyombo. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
Out in front now, although he left 1 point on the board right there.
And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect, Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3-ball in his last year of college, hitting over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
Smith, the pass to Hachimura. Back to Smith. Out left to the wing. Here's Hachimura. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. For Charlotte, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. The pass to Washington. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Wizards with the lead. Wagner passes to Hachimura. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Hachimura's got 4 points in the quarter.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
And Charlotte turns it over again. And now, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Washington Wizards. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And for their matchup with the Nets, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Passes to Biyombo. And here we go. Washington fast break. Good work there as it goes. And it's a 7-point Washington lead.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
Bridges passes to Washington. Kicks it to Graham. To the inside to stop the run. Lays it up off the glass. Washington's got 8 points.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Here's Wagner. Back to Smith. Pass to Wagner. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
The kick out to Rozier. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Rozier's got his first 2 points of the night. Wizards leading by 5. And the foul called on Bismack Biyombo. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Substitution.
Here is Bryant. 12 points for him. Robinson passes to Mahimi. Hornets with the rebound. There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Rozier. Here's Washington. Inside, stolen by Robinson. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. And the basket by Napier.
How about Jan Mahimi with a good pass? Not a guy you typically run the offense through, but his feel for the game has really grown.
Here's Washington. Moves back up. He takes it up and lays it in. 10 points for him.
And this is something this guy takes pride in, capitalizing on second chance opportunities.
And so it's Washington, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. Back right after. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Rozier's out there with Batum, and it's Bacon in at the small forward position. So that's the Hornets 5.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience. Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able now. The challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Doris, if you had a list of players with all the great talent in this league that's the most difficult to stop one-on-one, who would that be?
Well, like in similar situations, I can't give you just one. Some names that come immediately to mind, James Harden obviously has been in the MVP race for 5 years running, I think. He's virtually impossible to guard, right? He's got a great system for his individual skills. Kevin Durant can get any shot he wants at any time. And then the virtuoso that is LeBron James, who can pick you apart with shooting, with scoring, with passing. He's really nothing short of remarkable.
Bryant passes to Hachimura. It's blocked. And Bryant kicks to Robinson. A three-pointer off the mark.
I mean, come on, jack that one in the face of some strong defense. You got to think twice about that next time.
Batum wide open, he fires. And good, he nails it. Wizards leading by 8. On the wing, Bryant. Napier with it. Wants to get it to Bryant and does. The kick out to Brown. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 3rd assist on the night.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless. And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right. You can see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
And proving to be effective around the rim. Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one.
Washington. He doesn't hit that one. And the Wizards now going the other way. Robinson left side. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Robinson's got the lead up to 13 now for the Wizards. Zeller passes to Rozier. Charlotte moving the ball around. Down low. Shot by Zeller, no good.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively. Well, easy money, right? I like the strategy. Go inside, get a high percentage look.
Rozier, the pass to Zeller. Banked in off the glass.
Well, the coach loves this kind of ball movement. Anytime you create something inside the free throw line, you know it's a good look.
And there's the pass to Napier. There's 1:38 left in the 4th. Here's Hachimura. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
Here's Zeller. Crafty move. Basket counts.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
Batum with the steal. Here's Washington. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. 1:12 left to play in the final quarter. Left side, Brown. Here's Napier. And again, Washington with the triple.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Wizards.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort. They got everyone involved.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25. And he's good on the second. For Charlotte, they've gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Bridges kicks to Rozier. So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. And Washington making a change here.
Substitution on the court.
Enzo Bryant will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Shoots it. And it's Napier missing.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Martin, the pass to Hernan Gomez. Comes up empty down low.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Passes it to Grant. Napier dishes to Grant. This one for 3. Cans it from downtown.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about.
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Welcome to a brand new episode of NBA 2K TV.
These are exciting times. The NBA is back. The WNBA is back.
I don't know about you, Chris, but I absolutely love seeing live basketball on my screen once again. It's glorious.
It is awesome, and it's been fun to see what the
And the Wizards ready to get to work on their home court. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for him.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. We've got Mo Harkless. Taj Gibson is out there with Julius Randle. Then there's Peyton, and it's Barrett at the 2 guard. And for the Wizards, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Napier is out there with Brown, and it's Bonga in at the 3, the small forward. Nice ball movement by Washington. Pass to Hachimura, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
Improving to be effective around the rim. Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one.
To the middle, it's stolen by Bryant. To the left wing, releases, and it's good off the back rim and in. Hachimura's got his second basket of the night. Brandon, looking ahead to the playoffs, when you made your first postseason appearance, were you surprised by the intensity you found once you got there?
Kevin, it was my second season. I was playing for the Clippers, so getting into the playoffs was quite miraculous on its own accord for the organization. But the level of detail in the playoffs and intensity in the playoffs, they know everything that you're going to do. And we were playing against the Utah Jazz, which at that time...
Some pretty good players.
Yes, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, the great Jerry Sloan as the head coach. It was a wonderful experience, but you understood that the playoffs were different. Absolutely something different in terms of the intensity and what it is that that team knew about you.
Oh, great ball movement there.
For the Knicks, it's been a slow start here. Still without a basket in the game. Wizards beat them last time when these two teams met in Washington.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story.
Now here's Harkless. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Randle, count that bucket.
So creative on offense. Randle getting more and more comfortable handling the ball and understanding where he can get to on specific possessions.
Here's Bryant, and finish off by Bryant.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
And Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. A different look for New York. Mitchell Robinson comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Harkless. The Wizards have got a perfect 6 for 6 in the game up to this point. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
And he's flourishing as a scorer. But, Brent, how does Julius Randle take that next step?
Well, I think, Kevin, if he keeps improving on his consistency, shooting from that 10-foot to 16-foot range where guys are daring him to shoot and not wanting to deal with him driving into them. You know, last year he went up 6 percentage points from 35% to 41% in that 10 to 16-foot range. You keep seeing that kind of improvement, the growth in his game is going to come.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Kevin Knox comes in for Barrett. And it's Ntilikina in for Elfrid Payton. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And with a quick break in the action, here's some numbers for Ntilikina. He's averaging 6 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And a quality player. I love what he brings to the table at that backup point guard position.
I think coaches appreciate a guy that comes in and knows how to run the offense with some intelligence. That's exactly what he does.
Bobby Portis has checked in for Randle.
Kevin Knox got a ton of experience in his rookie year playing for the New York Knicks, the 9th overall pick in 2018 out of Kentucky. Played nearly 30 minutes a game. That's a lot of minutes to try to understand your game at the pro level and then what you need to work on. I'm not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Let's get some information from the 2K leaderboard. In about the last 10 games in the NBA, during that span, these teams have the most second chance points in the league. Number 1, the Knicks.
Really something to see. Their effort on the offensive glass has just led to so many second chance opportunities. And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Robinson, that's good.
Pretty sweet pass there as Knox showing his ability to read the floor.
Washington leading now by 8. To the paint. Here's Wagner. Back to Mahinmi. Robinson with the block. Portis against Mahinmi. And Portis throws it down.
They've worked hard to get this lead. Can't start giving up easy slams all of a sudden.
Yeah, GA, that's right. And that was easy. Gift wrap for him.
So much talk about 48 minutes to team with the lead, letting its guard down now.
The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Wagner's got his second bucket of the night.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Robinson misses. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Wagner passes to Hachimura. Off target with his 3. Now, here's Bullock. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Outside, Robinson. And so it's Washington holding on to an 8-point lead and into the break. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Back to the action after this word. Frank Ntilikina has established himself as a
defense is 80% of real, and
a young player with an advanced understanding of defense, and his length gives him an edge.
And his defense is something he enjoys. If he can put it all together at both ends, he's a player you can build around.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
On the court for the Knicks, we've got Ntilikina. Portis is out there with Knox. Then there's Wayne Ellington, and it's Robinson in at the center. Brown is checked in for Washington.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Here's Robinson after the basket by Washington. Ntilikina offline with his 3. Outside Robinson. Here's Mahinmi. Here's Wagner. Round kicks to Robinson. For 3. Clock at 6. Doesn't go that time. And New York the other way now. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Well, the big story from the Knicks last season was the surprise trade that sent Porzingis to Dallas. Shook up the entire roster.
Well, never easy to trade a franchise player, but there was some rumblings that maybe Porzingis was not going to stay there long term. And a surprise deal made last year as Porzingis exited New York for Dallas. So the next opportunity for them was draft and free agency, and to try to get as flexible as they possibly could be for the next few years.
A finish, and it's Robinson with the jam.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Ellington the pass to Knox. Portis kicks to Ntilikina. Drills it from outside. Ntilikina's got 5 points so far.
Well, that'll make a defender's hands full if Ntilikina can stretch it out that far.
From down low. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. A promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And D.A., that's when he is at his best. Thank you. And it's good, 2 points.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
Brown finds Mahinmi. The kick out to Brown from the arc. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2. We talk so much about the stars in this league, Brent. Name some role players who, when they do get hot, they can be terrific.
There's nobody better, and I think he's ripped out a page from Seattle's own Jamal Crawford. There's been nobody better in the last couple of years than what Lou Williams has represented for the Clippers. He's had scoring performances, Kevin, and you've been witness to them courtside, where it's just astounding that he can go and get where he wants to go and make the types of shots that he's been able to do. And this is a revelation because this is 7, 8, 9 years that he's been in the league, and he's doing this with such great impact and, thankfully, rightfully, been rewarded for it.
Here's Bonga. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. There's 1:17 left in the first half of the game. Over to the left wing. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
Hachimura, he's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. And a nice shot by Bryant.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Payton left side. Down low. Here's Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Brown the pass to Hachimura. Inside. The 10-footer. That's good, and it's Bryant with the assist. Hachimura's got 8.
Of all the action happening there, Kevin, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
From the baseline, it's hauled in by Brown. And here's Napier. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. Bryant passes to Bonga. Over Barrett. And Washington again with the bucket. Bullock with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against Atlanta. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
When a player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Yeah, just really pouring it on right now, trying to take away the opposition's motive.
And so it's the Washington Wizards. 13 points up at the end.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They have a 13-point. And that...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Knicks trail by 13. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So on the floor for Washington, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. On out there with Napier, and it's Bonga.
Oh, that is just unreal. Is this the dunk contest, or are we actually playing a real game?
No, this one counts, Greg. Believe me.
My
But confidence to attempt that alley-oop to himself. From deep. Offensive rebound. He kicks to Napier. 6 on the shot clock. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. And Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Knicks trail by 15. Barrett the pass to Harkless, and it's blocked.
And that's a welcome sign for sure. Hachimura demonstrating a willingness to want to improve as a defender. And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
And again, it's the Knicks missing. Back to Bryant, and finished off by Bryant.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Here's Harkless. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. To the right side. Randall left side. Some nice passing by New York here. Here we go, one-on-one. Napier passes to Bonga. Kicks to Napier. To the left side wing. Here's Hachimura. The Knicks pull it in. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. And stolen by Napier. Brown outside. To the middle. And the basket by Napier. Napier's got his first bucket in this one.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Gibson finds Randall. New York, no good that time either.
Well, if they got a favorite play, Kevin, it might be time to break it out. 0 of 4 to start it.
Bonga, the pass to Bryant. Off the mark with the little step back, Johnny. Pass to Barrett. They need this one. The shot comes out. Some solid defense from Brown. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Bryant against Randall. Now Napier. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Wizards. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And for that matchup against the Nets, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
Harkless dishes to Gibson. The pass to Barrett. Payton outside. Gibson up top. To the wing right side. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You look at the Wizards. Right now they're on the outside looking in at the playoff seeds. And, of course, New York, 3 spots below.
Well, I think for New York, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
And you have to wonder just how different this team will look next season, from players to possibly coaches, maybe every level of the organization.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Randall kicks to Barrett. Here's Gibson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Gibson's got his second basket of the game.
Gibson fighting through the contact and not taking no for an answer. Love that concentration.
Brown, good. And the Wizards lead by 21. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. Gibson passes to Randall. Over in the corner, Harkless. Off target from 3-point range.
and a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Passes it to Hachimura. He kicks it to Napier. Shoots the 3. The offensive rebound. Bryant tried to bank it in, but he misses. Here's Payton. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Washington sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We've got more in store for you right after this. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. Knox out there with Bobby Portis. Then there's Wayne Ellington. Then it's Robinson. And it's Bullock in at the 2 spot. Right side, Portis. It's taken away by Smith. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. On up the court. Robinson kicks to Ellington. Some nice passing by New York here. It's Robinson, top of the key. Pass to Knox. In the corner, it's Ellington. New York again turning it over. Wizards making a switch here. Ryan's checked in. I often hear about players talk about their favorite spot to fire from on the floor. How much of an effect does that really have, the favorite shooting spot?
Most of the time, Kevin, what you're talking about is star guys, because they're the ones who ultimately in any given possession, the coach is trying to find that guy in that spot to do something. What happens throughout the course of a year is when that player has the ball there, everybody else knows what to do. Right. Like the player knows what he's going to do, right, Kevin? Because he's the star player. But everybody around gets comfortable with the options and where it is that he goes. If he goes right, if I slide right, I'm going to get the 3. If he goes left, he's spinning back. I might move towards the top of the key. So the familiarity of not just the player, but the players around the player, that's where you can make it happen.
That's interesting. To the inside, here's Hachimura. That's tipped. Something Commissioner Silver has mentioned, Brent, the possibility of a mid-season tournament. You ever see that happening?
It'd be interesting to see if that idea grows some legs here, Kevin, and adopting what it is that in soccer leagues in Europe have done for many years, because teams hone in on what those individual cups mean and the competition raises, and you earn something for the end of the year. If Commissioner Silver can find a way to get that done, it becomes very intriguing instead of an all-star weekend to have teams gather for a mid-season tournament with something on the line. Elevated competition.
Well, kids play that in high school. They play that in the college level. It would make sense that it could fit in the NBA as well.
It'd be interesting, and especially halfway through the year, to reinvigorate your fan base with something like that, I think would be great.
Good point. A shot by Ellington, no good. The Wizards have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Puts it up from 12. That one rolling around and rims out. The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Here's Bryant. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to him?
Yeah, he's feeling it. Keep feeding him until he misses.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
And stolen by Portis. Here's Bullock. Basket good. Bullock's got 4 points this quarter.
That's excellent. Get the ball down deep inside and cash in on a simple basket.
Outside Robinson. Outside Bryant. It's rebounded by New York.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Bullock, good.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for Washington.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25. And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Dotson the pass to Ntilikina. Off with the layup. The Wizards have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Over to the wing. Pass to Utah. Here's Schofield. There's the 3. And again, Washington with the triple.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
You love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope. Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Here's Utah, and Harkless pulls it down. Here's Ntilikina. He's covered by Grant. Harkless the pass to Gibson. Smith for 3. Schofield grabs the board. He dishes it to Smith. There's the pass to Grant. Passes it to Besekniks. Over Gibson. Besekniks, no good. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly.
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. A lot going on here in the Queen City. And before we get going, let's hear.
Well, small ball.
Point forwards and big guards in demand. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Bridges.
And it's really been a nice trend for him over these last several months. He's been steadily improving in terms of his scoring output. That extra production making him more valuable the further we get along in this season.
So the New York starting five. They've got Julius Randle. Barrett is out there with Elfrid Payton. And it's Taj Gibson. And it's Harkless in at the 3 slot. And for Charlotte, we've got Bridges. Washington out there with Bismack Biyombo. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Graham in at the 2 guard. And here's Biyombo. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Both these teams, Doris, relying tonight on the execution in their half-court game.
A little bit of a throwback, sort of an old-fashioned approach tonight. Don't worry, we're going to have plenty of highlights. It is the NBA. We know there are great players on both sides of the ball, Kev, but how about this ability to execute under duress of a 24-second shot clock? It's going to be really interesting to watch.
Just so precise off the pass. I like how Bridges prepares himself to shoot as the ball is coming his way.
Harkless finds Payton. Here's Gibson. Shoots over Biyombo, and it's Gibson, that time on the assist by Payton.
Well, what you want to see from Elfrid Payton are floor general skills on full display. Finds the open teammate. Nice.
Bridges passes to Rozier. And the pass to Graham. Here's Washington, defended by Harkless. They grab their own miss, and it's Washington missing. The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
The energy Barrett plays with puts defenders on their heels. He's really good at forcing the opposition's hand.
First trip to the line for him here. And he can't get the first one. Good on the second free throw.
Born in Toronto, Barrett joins a talented group of Canadians who have entered the NBA ranks.
Biyombo kicks to Rozier. Back to Biyombo. Passes it to Washington. Charlotte moving it around. Biyombo in the post. Defended by Gibson. Biyombo. That's good.
This guy is very solid close to the rim. Biyombo knows when to be assertive on the interior.
There we go, one-on-one. Graham, the pass to Biyombo. The shot missing. Randall with some nice D.
And now, in his second year of coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
Harkless, the pass to Randall. That ties it up.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Pass to Biyombo. Here's Washington. From 12 feet out. That's good on the jump shot. Biyombo's got 6.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Gibson passes to Payton. Inside. Randall down low. Working on Biyombo. Randall no good. The Hornets have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Rozier for 3. Buries the long-range jumper.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Left side, Gibson. Pass to Randall. Shoots over Biyombo. And too long on the shot. For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Atlanta Hawks. And he jams it with authority.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Charlotte making some changes. Zeller, he's checked in for Biyombo. And Dwayne Bacon subbed in for Miles Bridges. The Knicks also changing it up. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Bobby Portis comes in for Julius Randle. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Maurice Harkless. Rozier kicks to Graham. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And a fast break now for New York. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The Knicks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Hornets. And then for New York, Knox, he's checked in for Barrett. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Elfrid Payton. A nice shot by Zeller.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
The pass to Ntilikina. The dish now to Bullock. 3 seconds left. Misses at the rim. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We've got more NBA basketball. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we've been watching from the Hornets.
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Then there's Batum, and it's Graham in at the point. So that's the Hornets 5. Here's Ntilikina. It's good from long range. Ntilikina's got his first 3 points of the game.
Boy, Frank Ntilikina has such an impressive wingspan, excellent size for his position, and when he rises up, he can go right over defenders.
And for the length of Bobby Portis, he's sure to provide a bit of fire when he's on the floor.
Well, Portis is never afraid to mix it up with the opponent or sometimes his own guys. This guy plays with a passion that maybe isn't for everyone, but boy, it does spark his teams.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
There's Bacon. Drops in the tray. Bacon's got the lead up to 7 now for Charlotte.
And there's typically going to be some space when you're out in transition and you do just kind of venture out to that three-point line.
And another turnover here by New York. While we have a break, we can see which teams have made the most of their second chance opportunities over the last 10 games. Number 1, the Knicks.
Really something to see. Their effort on the offensive glass has just led to so many second chance opportunities.
Here's Zeller. That one doesn't drop. Now the Knicks take it the other way. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. Here's Bullock, and the layup's good off the glass. Bullock's got his first 2 points.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
Here's Washington. Off the left rim and out. Knicks trail by 5. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
And the Hornets making a change here. Bridges checks in. And the Knicks making a change here as well. And Ellington's checked in for Reggie Bullock. Of course, you've covered so many great basketball players over your many years in this business. As a player, coach, now broadcaster, who has been your favorite athlete to watch or cover or report on?
All right, Kevin, you know I can't possibly name one, so I'm going to just throw several names out there. LeBron James has overcome so many challenges as a young person even before his NBA career. So his story is absolutely incredible and inspirational. How about Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers in the history of the NBA? Or Damian Lillard, who has proven so loyal to his fan base and organization and is one bad man when a game is on the line in the playoffs.
The Knicks making a switch here. Randall's checked in. Charlotte leading by 7. Out to the right wing. Charlotte moving it around. Biyombo, the pass to Zeller. It's deflected. Back to Biyombo. The shot will not fall. Randall with some nice D. Passes to Ellington. Right wing. Here's Knox. Defended by Bridges. Knox misses. Charlotte's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. And Kevin Knox gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. It's checked in for the Knicks. Elfrid Payton comes in for Ntilikina. 1:36 left to play here in the half. Now the feed to Biyombo. It's stolen by Randall. Payton outside. Kicks it to Robinson. Over Rozier. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Charlotte in the lead.
Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. They remain a major media presence in a major market. The NBA is better when the New York Knicks are a factor.
And Randall throws it down.
We know Elfrid Payton can affect games with his defense. You want to see him make those kinds of passes right there. That's nice.
Rozier, the pass to Zeller. Back to Rozier. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And with the 6'8" arm span, Terry Rozier, Doris, plays a lot bigger than his 6'1" height.
Kevin, there is no doubt this is one of the outstanding rebounders from the guard position. He is an excellent defensive player. Scary Terry can hurt you on both ends of the floor.
The Knicks making a switch here. Harkless is checked in. And he makes both free throws.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
For New York, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. Both free throws good from Randall. Hornets leading by 7. Pass to Biyombo. To the middle. Makes it off the glass. Biyombo's got 8 points.
Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Randall. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Rozier, the pass to Bacon. High post Zeller. Down low. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They have a nice 7-point lead. And
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. We're seeing a tremendous game from Julius Randle.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And New York looking at who they've got. Elfrid Payton is out there with Barrett. Then it's Taj Gibson. Then it's Randall. And it's Harkless in at the 3 spot. Rozier kicks to Graham. 6 to shoot. And Biyombo has it in the corner. Over Randall. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Barrett. Lays it up off the glass. He has 5.
I love seeing Barrett cash in there. He knows he has what it takes to finish through contact.
Washington passes to Biyombo. The Knicks pull it in.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Bridges. Portis, he's checked in for New York. Reggie Bullock comes in for Harkless. Here's Payton, pass to Bullock. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Now the pass to Portis for the tie, and out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking coming up for the Charlotte Hornets. On Friday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then on Sunday, they'll tip off a road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic.
And that matchup against the Sixers They have that date circled. They love to compete, and they feel they can play very well against that group if they can execute.
Charlotte no good that time either.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
That one drops for him. Peyton's got his first points of the night.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Biyombo in the post, defended by Gibson. And it's Washington missing.
Boy, yet another missed opportunity here. Whatever they talked about at halftime, it's not working.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
Off the mark, and the drought continues.
It was an ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
And Barrett gets it to go.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Batum passes to Graham. Sinks the three-pointer. Graham's got himself on the board with 3 there. A lot of competitors in this league, Doris, and you've got to be that way to play at this level. I know you have a list of competitors that you admire a lot.
It's those guys, Kevin, who have that insatiable desire to win. The guys who absolutely despise losing, who it almost hurts. It's painful physically. Giannis Antetokounmpo is driven to be great. He wants an NBA championship. LeBron James has got multiple titles and continues to pursue greatness. What I love about great NBA players, it's never enough, Kevin.
To the paint. Here's Peyton. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And now a 4-point New York lead. Biyombo with it. Now guarded by Gibson. Nice move. And it's good on the layup. Biyombo's got 10 points in the game.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And stolen by Graham. Gibson with the steal. And here's Bullock from the arc. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
That one's in there. The New York lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Biyombo.
Well, with the size and athleticism, Bismack Biyombo has the capability of getting on a scoring roll.
Portis kicks to Peyton. Out to the wing. New York moving the ball around. And that'll be 2 free throws. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on. And, Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes, a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
Some changes for Charlotte. Cody Zeller's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Miles Bridges comes in for Washington. And Dwayne Bacon subbed in for Rozier. So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Kevin Knox comes in for Portis. Dodson's checked in for Barrett. And it's Ntilikina in for Elfrid Payton. Here's Bacon. He has 7. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Oh, going high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam. Here's Dotson, defended by Batum. To the wing on the left. Here's Ntilikina. And the 3 off target. Bridges with it. It's tipped.
This is the effort they need from Kevin Knox on the defensive end. What a block.
Bullock, no good on the last second attempt there. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. New York ahead, up by 3. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Fizdale talking to his team. He said to them, that's the kind of effort we need to bring every night. We're right in this thing, but it's going to take sustained effort to close it out. Now let's bring it home. Kevin, back to you.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Listen, turnovers happen. You've got to move on to the next play.
Washington's checked in for the Hornets. And New York with a change here, too. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Kevin Knox. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
That almost looked like bad communication. You hate to see that kind of mistake.
The Hornets trail. Graham, the pass to Bacon. They get it again. Here's Washington. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. It's Randall with the drive, and the layup's good off the glass. And the Knicks lead by 3.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Graham, the pass to Bridges. Graham with the ball. Robinson picks him up, 16 feet away. Charlotte no good that time either. The Knicks shooting so well, the offensive execution has been brilliant. 66% from the field. Bullock kicks to Robinson. Back to Bullock, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. That's a foul on Charlotte. First one falls for him.
And no matter what, one of the big positives they can take away from this game is how well they performed at the line.
Charlotte making a switch here. Rozier's checked in. Pass to Bacon. Here's Washington. He's guarded by Bullock. Here's Washington. The kick out to Rozier. Buries it from three-point range.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Now, here's Bullock. Defense right on him. Baseline jumper. Good. He hits the jump shot. Hornets trail by 4. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Rozier, the pass to Washington. Ellington grabs the miss.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
Here's Harkless. Here's Randall. Back to Harkless. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
Yeah, it's a perfect example of why good hands are important in basketball. It just misread that pass completely.
A different look for New York. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Barrett comes in for Reggie Bullock, and it's Elfrid Payton in for Wayne Ellington.
Boy, how quick are the feet of Elfrid Payton. Gets into space and turn the lights out.
There's another turnover by the Hornets. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Now, here's Barrett. Graham defending. No one near Randle as he lets it go. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. 17 points for Julius Randle. Washington passes to Rozier. He kicks to Graham. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. And it's Washington missing. New York leading by 9. To the middle, here's Randle. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Randle's got 19 points.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Here's Biyombo. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Taj Gibson picks one up. He drops the first one, and that brings them to within 10.
What you want from a guy who's going to be a defensive specialist is understand your role, be ferocious, and be aggressive. And that's what you get with Bismack Biyombo.
1:19 left here in the fourth quarter. And there's Randle on the assist by Barrett. Barrett's got his 4th assist in this one.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
And his defense, so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort, you see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Knicks.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Julius Randle.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Bobby Portis is checked in for Julius Randle. Kevin Knox comes in for Maurice Harkless. Dotson's checked in for Barrett. And it's Dennis Smith in for Payton. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, Sade comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operation.
Here's Dotson, covered by Martin. From deep three-point range, no good there. So no problem for New York as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight. David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us.
unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
That's what I've been doing.
So I know you're big into 2K. What modes do you jump into?
Right now, my favorite is actually going to the park and playing 3v3 and also Pro-Am. A little bit more Pro-Am now.
As we approach the playoffs, let's see how the East is shaping up. You look at the Wizards, winding things down this season. They're in that all-important 9th position within striking distance of a playoff spot. And, of course, the Hornets sitting directly below them, just one spot down.
And, you know, for the Hornets, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
Yeah, they're kind of in that caught-in-the-middle type group. You know what I mean? You wonder if they need a personnel change to get over the hump.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Bridges out there with Washington. And there's Bismack Biyombo. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Graham in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Wizards, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Napier. And it's Bunga in at the 3, the small forward. Different styles of basketball, and you know, we're talking about Coach of the Year here. What style of coach did you prefer to play for?
Well, I just wanted a coach that was honest, that held everyone accountable, and allowed us to get out and run. You want a coach that believes in the talent that he has and doesn't hamper anyone's skill set, doesn't hold anyone back based upon their offensive philosophy. The game is changing, so hopefully you have a coach that is flexible. Hopefully you have a coach that is forward-thinking, and you have a coach that says, let it fly. That might be the most important skill set of a coach, in my opinion. One that says, hey, you got an open shot, you better take it.
Washington with the ball, following the bucket by the Hornets, and that one's good. Hachimura.
They've come out the locker room. His eyes. 4 for 4 to start the night.
Bridges kicks to Biyombo. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Now, here's Bridges. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. So it's the Wizards now, following Miles Bridges' 3-point attempt.
Their first miss after a perfect 4 for 4 start. still, I really like the game plan they've come out with.
I love the fact that Bridges does a little bit of everything, including passing the ball.
Here's Bonga following the bucket by the Hornets.
And a new regime in Washington as they have moved on from the previous GM. A lot to do here.
Yeah, GA, and it's not an ideal cap situation to work with. Fans are excited to see what can be done. They need to land a few big free agents. It hasn't happened for the Wizards in a while.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
And the Wizards with possession, following the bucket by the Hornets. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first, and the layup is good. Hachimura's got 7.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Here's Rozier. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Took him no time at all on that one. So Rozier will bring it up for Charlotte, trailing by 5. 1:52 left in the first quarter. Pass to Washington. Shot clock at 5. Bridges, no one around him. A second chance effort puts the move on. Rebounded by the Wizards. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
I mean, big-time win, bigger-time third-quarter comeback, and definitely a great game for us to watch as well.
Releases, and he overshot that one, missing. 1:14 left in the first quarter. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second-chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Stolen away. And now the fast break. Bridges with the ball. And it's Graham missing.
He usually takes advantage of D like that. Should have been a simple layup.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Mahimi's checked in for Thomas Bryant. Robinson comes in for Brown. And it's Ish Smith in for Napier. The Hornets also changing it up. Zeller, he's checked in for Biyombo. And Dwayne Bacon subbed in for Miles Bridges. Here's Rozier after the basket by Washington. And a wide open look for Zeller. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Oh, man, elevating his passing ability. Dimes like this from Rozier help him establish chemistry with his guys.
Powered down as the whistle blows. A 3-point play chance.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Wagner, he's checked in for Washington. The Hornets also with a sub. Batum's checked in. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Graham, the pass to Washington. No good from 11 feet. Now the dish to Smith. Outside Robinson. The tray. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Yeah, Greg, they're just playing smart basketball, reading the floor well and executing.
And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Wizards lead by 8. And back in a moment as we'll get underway. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Then there's Batum, and it's Graham in at the point. Last game for the Charlotte Hornets, it was a loss to Miami. Shoots it up. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Well, Coach Scott Brooks has seen success in the past. Respected coach who has won Coach of the Year. But the heat is on in Washington.
Yeah, he hasn't had great luck here with the Wizards. I mean, new management this year might be evaluating him. I mean, he could be a make-or-break season for Brooks.
And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
And here's a look at the stats for Smith. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's getting around 8 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all they need, especially in tight games. 1 or 2 plays can make all the difference.
Here's Batum. There's Bacon. Shooting foul. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Mahinmi passes to Wagner. Yep, that one goes. Wagner's got the lead up to 8 now for the Wizards.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward-thinking about is always accepting new ideas. They've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
DA, great assessment, good report. Thank you so much. Washington passes to Zeller. Just 5 to shoot.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
And that one's good. Hachimura. When you look around the NBA, which player most emulates the style and approach that you have? And you were special. But so you've got to have a very special category for this one.
Well, thanks, Ken. That's flattering. I like to be in the categories with these guys because I'm such fans of them. But Blake Griffin, when I think about him, and also Joel Embiid, the fact that Embiid can shoot out on the floor, he can space up, but in the post, he likes to go to work as well. I just think he gives you such a mix of offensive moves that you can't stop, that as a defender, you're always worried and on guard and looking over your shoulder because you don't know what he's going to hit you with because he has so many options.
But in my mind, there's only one Chris Webber.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Washington. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Washington's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
That one's good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Graham.
A really strong second quarter in terms of scoring the basketball.
Robinson dishes to Mahinmi. Got a piece of it.
And Batum has arms that go on forever and ever and ever, which is why he's so dangerous when it comes to shot blocking.
Mahinmi with a wide open look. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Robinson's got 3 assists in the game. Graham kicks to Batum. Pass to Zeller. No good that time. And the Wizards now going the other way.
If his performance this quarter is any indication, I don't think he's the one who's going to let them out of the hole.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Wizards passing it around. Napier passes to Wagner. And again, Washington, no good. Hornets trail by 10. Bridges with it. Picked up by Brown. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And with Cody Zeller, he has a very workmanlike approach when he's on the floor.
Yeah, Kevin, and that's what Zeller is all about, playing a simple meat and potatoes type game. I mean, what he does won't show up in the box score, but it'll show up in the standings. Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And he uses the glass on the layup. Zeller's got 8.
Look, he has a good feel for the painted area. Zeller, never in a rush, very deliberate with his moves.
Out of bounds, Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession. We've got 13 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And there's the pass to Utah. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. And that does it for the first half of play. Washington out in front. They're up by 9. And
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They lead by 9 points. And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Wizards leading by 9. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So on the floor for Washington, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown, and it's Bonga in at the 3. The Wizards have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Both free throws good from Bryant. Hornets trail by 11.
Yeah, and the Hornets, they'll be one of the more disciplined teams you'll find in this league. I mean, they keep mistakes to a minimum on both sides of the ball. That's a big part of why the Hornets are tough to play.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Passes it to Bonga. Back to Bryant. Puts up a 3. And Rozier pulls it down. And Chris, for the Hornets, as we know, their coach Borrego preaches preparation.
Well, yeah, and it shows it up in the stats, Kevin. I mean, they're the best in taking care of the ball. The team does not take silly fouls on defense.
Chris, you have been passionate about honoring those who blaze the trail for today's NBA, like the Globetrotters and the Wrens, in the days before integration.
Yeah. I mean, you think about what they've gone through off the court and on the court, and anyone, regardless of color, nationality, of just paving the way for me as a basketball player. I want to say thank you. Let's just think about what Red Auerbach did. Drafting the first African-American player, making the first African-American player coach in Bill Russell, who won the championship that year, and leaving him a good team. And if you look at organizations like the Black Fives and bringing awareness to the games, and you just want to understand their legacy culturally, and that's why I have to, every time I see Mr. Bill Russell, Big O, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I give them a big hug and a wet kiss on the cheek, because I just thank them for not only advancing the movement in sports, but culturally. Sports has always sent a message to the culture and society about how cool teammates work together and how you can overcome a problem by working together. And so I really thank them for enduring all of the hardships that they did so that we can reap the benefits. So it's been awesome to be part of the league and be able to shake hands with those that have blazed trails for us.
That is so admirable on your part. Mahimi's checked in for Hachimura. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Hornets. Out to the wing. Bridges inside the three-point line. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Well, when Batum, Kevin, spots a wide-open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And so many issues for this Wizards team the last 2 seasons. have been due to a lack of an inside presence.
Yeah, inside scoring has been a problem, GA. I mean, they've had to lean heavily on outside shooting. Also, though, they've been struggling with rebounding.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Robinson comes in for Troy Brown. And Smith subbed in for Napier. Robinson for three. That's Biyombo with the rebound. Biyombo's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Outside, Batum. Great open look there. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Robinson kicks to Smith. Mahinmi dishes to Bryant. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Bryant's got 4 this quarter.
He'll take advantage of that kind of soft defense every time. Just give him a chance to attack the basket, and he will.
Pass to Washington. On deep. Charlotte gets it back. Down low. And there's another one for the Hornets.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Smith the pass to Robinson. Here's Mahinmi. And it's Mahinmi finishing it off.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Biyombo kicks to Bridges. .119 left in the third quarter of the game. Biyombo, no luck. And so it's Bonga who brings up the ball for Washington. The Wizards working the ball around now. Bryant passes to Robinson. It's Bryant, high post. Smith on the wing. Clock at 6. Poke loose. Rozier with the steal. Bridges passes to Washington. That one good for 2. Washington's got 14 points.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Here's Bonga, defended by Bridges, and it's Bryant missing.
Jesus surprises anyone with that miss. When he's left alone like that, you can usually count it.
And he gets the bucket. Rozier's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. And some changes here for the Hornets. Zeller, he's checked in for Biyombo. And Dwayne Bacon subbed in for Washington.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, no need to give the ball back here. You want to close this quarter with momentum.
To the inside. And that one's good. Hachimura. He's got 14.
And the scary thing is, Hachimura is going to keep getting better. Games like this prove how special he can be.
And so it's Washington heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We'll return shortly. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
2 points.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. On the court for the Hornets, Bridges out there with Zeller. Then there's Terry Rozier, and it's Bacon in at the small forward. And stolen by Napier. Oh, and here comes Robinson all alone.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely great. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
Pass to Hachimura. Over Rozier. And that one's good. Hachimura. And the Wizards lead by 9.
man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Zeller, and the dunk by Zeller.
One of the more positive attributes of Zeller, the explosiveness to play above the rim on a regular basis.
Brown feeling it out a bit. The pass to Napier. The kick out to Brown. 5 on the clock. Rozier with the steal. Passes it to Graham. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Coach trusts him to make winning plays down the stretch. I mean, because he's shown that ability time and time and time again.
Hornets trail by 7. Rozier the pass to Bridges. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. And stolen by Graham. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Bridges leading the charge. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Wizards. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And for their matchup with the Nets, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best. Oh, you got to feel for a guy getting dunked on like that. I mean, he's got no shot to stop that unless maybe he can pick up another foot somewhere.
The first free throw is good.
You know, what I love about Bridges is just the all-around game. He scores, rebounds, passes, and defends well, too. Just an exciting young prospect.
And Washington making a change here. Vargas checked in. The Hornets also with a sub. Washington's checked in for Bacon. Brown kicks to Napier. The feed to Bryant. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Hornets trail by 6. Graham, the pass to Rozier. Charlotte moving the ball around. Pass to Zeller. High post try. Washington. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Washington's got 10 points here in the second half.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? And it goes down 2 points.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Here's Zeller. And the dunk by Zeller.
Such a focused, intense competitor. Zeller rising to the challenge.
Brown, the pass to Bryant. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 6th assist on the night.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Yeah, it seems like whenever one team scores, the other comes right back with a bucket of its own.
The kick out to Rozier. The 3. Hands it from downtown.
Oh, beautiful looking 3-ball from Rozier, really expanding his range.
Brown dishes to Bryant. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Bonga, the pass to Hachimura. The Hornets pull it in. Pass to Washington. That one a little long.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. To be out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Rozier with the steal. Fast break, here we go. It drops. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that one with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch.
To the wing right side. Shot clock at 6. Now Napier. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
That's an unforced error. That will drive a coach crazy. You got to play heads up out there.
And Washington making a change here. Robinson's checked in. It's stolen by Bryant. Guys are not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
Napier kicks to Robinson, and they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, no way that should have taken so long. They don't have that much time to waste. They need to foul immediately.
Longa, the pass to Bryant, and he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're down by 1. 3 seconds left in the game. What's your take, guys?
And guys, they need to go for the quick foul here. It's really the only option, and the quicker, the better. They can't let this clock run out.
And now a chance to check out some of the tremendous play tonight from our Jordan player of the game.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
Here's Zeller. No good off the back of the rim. And so it's Washington who's straight by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out.
unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. lower body fluidity. And goaltender.
The subway system in Manhattan, part of the experience here in New York. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Take a look at the Wizards. Right now they're on the outside looking in at the playoff seeds. And, of course, the Knicks, a few slots below them.
Well, right now for the Knicks, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
And you have to wonder just how different this team will look next season, from players to possibly coaches, maybe every level of the organization.
And now Washington's starting group. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown, and it's Bonga in at the 3. And for the Knicks, Julius Randle is out there with Mo Harkless. Then it's Barrett. Then there's Elfrid Payton, and it's Gibson in at the 5. Brent, at this point, perennial contenders sometimes coast to the final games of the regular season. Any danger that they can't hit that right button or flip the switch and get back into gear?
When you hear analysts say that the playoffs are all about matchups, they are exactly right. You and I talked about this, Kevin, several years ago about the time going into the playoffs. Teams don't have to be hot. You don't have to be 10-2 in the last 12 games for your playoffs, because all of a sudden, if you're matched up against a team that's owned you all year long, your chances of winning that series are very, very slim. So it becomes just let's get in and let's find out who we're playing, and then we'll get to work. Well, the D's so tight on him, it makes him alter his shot, and an easy chance turns into a tough one because the defense is swarming.
Now here's Napier. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against New York.
It was never all about himself. He came away with a lot of assists in that game and just kind of kept everybody in the mix.
The rebound by Gibson. The Knicks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Randle. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist.
So creative on offense. Randle getting more and more comfortable handling the ball and understanding where he can get to on specific possessions.
Payton surveying the floor. Out to the right wing. Now, here's Barrett. He's covered by Brown. Back to Payton. Pass to Gibson. Just 5 on the clock. Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first. Napier with it. Now Payton defending. Brown. Good.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
For New York, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Payton kicks to Barrett. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. This is a good chance here to look at the teams with the most second chance points of the season. Here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. Number 1, the Knicks.
And that's the way they have to play in order to win. They've got rebounders, so they've got to go after those second and third opportunities whenever they can.
Catching up on the changes for New York, Robinson's checked in for Gibson, and it's Reggie Bullock in for Maurice Harkless. Now Payton Boy, he just disappeared against Atlanta. They really needed him. It's Robinson, top of the key. Here's Barrett. And again, it's the Knicks missing. But the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Hawks in Atlanta.
Well, the Knicks had a lot of turnover trading for expiring contracts. They did what they could to accommodate the wishes of a lot of vets.
Yeah, the problem right now for the Knicks is they're not inviting to a lot of free agents, and that's really where they're trying to make their play. So fascinating over the course of the past decade that New York has not been able to attract the top-tier talent. So building through the draft, Coach Fizdale hopeful that they'll land a star one way or another. You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Inside, stolen by Robinson. Bullock with it, working on Smith. Bullock, good.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Payton with the ball. Now Smith defending. Outside Robinson. Passes to Bullock. Over in the corner, Randall. 5 to shoot. Back to Bullock. New York needs to get off a shot. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And a new group in for the Knicks. Bobby Portis is checked in for Robinson. Kevin Knox comes in for Randall. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Barrett. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Payton. Smith kicks to Mahinmi. Pass to Hachimura. Stolen. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Outside Portis. And Wagner pulls it down. Here's Hachimura. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New York.
And he also chipped in with a couple blocks in that game. Just a hint at the impact he had on the defensive side.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Knicks lead. Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
You know, they really made a lot of good quality reads down there. Took some chances, but feeling more calculated than risky.
We've got Knox. Wayne Ellington is out there with Ntilikina. Then there's Reggie Bullock. And it's Portis in at the 5 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Back to Knox. There's the pass to Portis. For Mahinmi. Nice shot by Portis. Portis has got the lead up to 2 now for the Knicks.
The defensive mindset has to maybe get to the mid-range. They didn't do a good job pressuring the shooter on that possession.
Here's Ntilikina. 20 points for him last game against Atlanta.
And guys, what impressed me most was his passing. He constantly looked for the open man and found guys in great spots.
Brown outside. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Brown's got his second bucket.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
The Wizards have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. For 3, Smith. Offensive rebound. Mahinmi passes to Wagner. The Wizards working the ball around now. And Mahinmi with the stuff.
Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
Here's Bullock. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
And stolen by Portis. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said He's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional, gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. 5 on the clock. Robinson passes to Wagner. Up again. Great positioning on the putback. Robinson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Outside Portis. Ntilikina looking it over. Here's Knox. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Player development, not just a coach's job, Brent, something you're active in right now. And, there are some players who are playing for you, who are terrific mentors and teachers on teams.
There's no doubt about it that there are guys. I think about first what Vince Carter has provided to the teams he's been around in the past couple seasons. Zach Randolph, to some degree, was doing that as he moved from Memphis to Sacramento. But there are guys who are still players and that are on the floor contributing and doing big things like Chris Paul and Mike Conley that are such huge attributes to an organization when they start to introduce the changeover in their roster or the next phase of their team. You got to give a lot of kudos and appreciate the fact that players who've been that great for that long accept and willingly accept, Kevin, the role of teaching young guys and paying it forward.
And role players that have been like Calderon and Haslam, who have not been stars, but have been important parts of their organization.
Also, tremendous examples of what it means to be a professional day in and day out. If your responsibilities aren't as great as the top 4 or 5 players, there's still things you can do to make your team better on a daily basis. Those are 2 great names, Kevin.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
11 feet away. Shot is good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Barrett. And here's Napier. He'll bring it up for Washington. Hachimura, the pass to Brown. It drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
Payton dishes to Robinson. And yes, it's good. Robinson's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Elfrid Payton scanning the floor, taking a look, taking a picture. He likes what he saw there.
Down low. Here's Hachimura. And Gibson sends it back. And he gets it back. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
Here's Barrett. Banked in off the glass. Barrett's got 4 points in the quarter.
Shooting it with more confidence now. Look at his face. He didn't look quite right in the opening minutes. Finding it now.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock, and he comes up with the deuce. Bryant's got the lead back up to 6 now for Washington.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Payton passes to Robinson. Back to Payton. Beyond the arc. And no good that time. And so it's the Washington Wizards with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, goodness. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. Some good moments from both teams, but and that'll
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Washington leading now by 6. Taking a look at the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Napier is out there with Brown. And it's Bonga in at the 3.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Payton passes to Gibson, 11 feet away. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Nice shooting for him from the big man. Taj Gibson has a firm grasp on the mid-range game in the NBA.
Randall brings the double team. Harkless with the steal. And here's the fast break. Barrett leading the way. And he banks in the layup. Barrett's got 6.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
The feed to Bryant. Gibson with the steal. Here's Harkless. Lays it up and banks it in. Harkless has got his first bucket of the night.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Pass to Bryant. Shot, high post. Good.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area. Really keeps the defense honest.
Oh, man, that is just easy for him out there. At his size with that kind of touch, that is money.
Shot's good by Gibson.
Working on the inside, Taj Gibson goes to it. Tremendous at imposing his will down there.
And finish off by Bryant.
Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
And now, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Washington Wizards. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
Brown uses the glass to finish the layup. Now it's a 7-point Wizards lead.
Well, great start. Check that box. They've made their first 4 shots, guys, and the offense looking very fluid right now.
Gibson finds Payton. Right block shot. It's deflected.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Brown the pass to Bonga. Back to Brown. Launches a 3. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
They're kind of like playing in the rec league. Little to no defense on that possession. And the easiest three-pointer you can imagine.
Here's Randall. That one's off. Still out of sync.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And he recovers it. Right side, Bryant. He kicks it to Napier. Passes it to Brown. Here's Hachimura. At the number of trades now starting to involve stars. Feels like the league's power balance is always shifting to some degree.
Yeah, and I think organizations that are trying to stay ahead of the trend, Kevin, might think about, we might have a star for just 2 years. How can we get the next one? Backside of that, Kevin, is a lot of these star players are signing deals that are not extending to 4, 5, 6 years. You can't even do that anymore. So you get a guy for a couple years. What he wants to do is maximize his earning potential for 1 or 2 seasons, become a free agent again, and then look around the league where opportunities not only to win, but to also cash in. That's what's happening in today's game.
And for Frank Ntilikina, some questions as to where he is best suited.
I mean, for me, I like when he plays more off the ball. I mean, he's shown that he could become a scorer when he only has to worry about that aspect of his game. Still very young and has a great set of skills with which to work.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Pass to Knox. New York moving the ball around. Here's Ntilikina. An easy 2 points on the layup. Ntilikina's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Frank looking better and better here on the offensive end.
The pass to Wagner. Second shot opportunity. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for him.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
And New York making a change here. Ellington's checked in. Outside, Robinson. Pass to Portis. 52 seconds left to play in the third. And it's Bullock in the corner. Alley-oop try. Robinson with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Robinson. Wizards making a switch here. 43 seconds left in the third. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Wizards making a switch here. Brown's checked in. 41 seconds left here in the third quarter. Pass to Hachimura. Smith feeling it out a bit. Pass to Hachimura. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Portis. The Wizards with another miss.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Brown outside. Smith the pass to Mahimi. Shoots over Bullock. Mahimi's shot is good. Mahimi's got the lead up to 13 now for Washington.
I think he recognized the size mismatch. No reason to pass out of that. Just rise up and knock it down.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball. Let's take a listen now to Scott Brooks.
Keep passing the ball. Play.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. The Knicks shooting well, 50% from the floor. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Knicks, Wayne Ellington is out there with Reggie Bullock. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Knox in at the 3 slot.
And proving to be effective around the rim, Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one.
Ellington kicks to Portis. Outside Robinson. Back to Portis. He can't hit that time. And Washington the other way now. And Mitchell Robinson is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far. Shabazz Napier's checked in for Ish Smith. Now here's Napier. Ellington defending. From 7, again, the Wizards good for 2.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Knicks trail by 17. Robinson kicks to Ellington. Outside Portis. Now here's Bullock. D right on him. On the wing, Ellington. In the corner, Knox with it. Knocks down the 3 ball.
You can tell that Kevin Knox ahead of time knew he was going to shoot that ball no matter what the defense was doing.
Brown the pass to Hachimura. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
To the left wing. Here's Bullock. Rebound, Washington. Mahimi's got 7 rebounds in the game. To the paint, here's Hachimura. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And when Hachimura is looking to score, it sometimes forces the D to get aggressive. Love the energy.
So New York ends up going with the new group. The Wizards making a switch here.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
And Harkless slams it in.
Now, the man was wide open there, and Julius Randle understood the timing to get him the ball to get that score.
It's Brown with the drive. Here's Bryant, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Taj Gibson picks one up, and he makes the first. He doesn't get the second one. Knicks trail by 17. Here's Barrett. Makes it off the glass.
And you like the toughness there. Barrett being more comfortable having to deal with an aggressive defense.
And there's the pass to Napier. Left side, Bryant. Gibson with the steal. And now the Knicks on the break. Harkless the pass to Payton. Back to Harkless. New York moving it around. Randle with the bucket.
Well, improving his three-point range and confidence and rhythm from the three-point line, that's opening up some things for Julius Randle.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double-checking, and the game continues on.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what David Fizdale said to the team. He is not pleased, and he told them they have to make a push right now. He said, look, we got to make a move, or I've got to pull the plug. Pretty blunt stuff, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David.
An effective mid-range scorer. Barrett excels at finding openings in the defense and capitalizing.
Brown, the pass to Bryant. Here's Hachimura. Back to Bryant. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. And Brown over to help. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
The free throw off from Harkless. Brent, with advanced analytics becoming commonplace in the NBA, which stats you personally hold most valuable?
Well, it's amazing to talk about effective field goal percentage. I laugh a lot about...
Which is everything, free throws.
Yeah, well, I like to use true shooting percentage, Kevin, because that's where you adopt three-point shooting percentage, two-point shooting percentage, and your free throw percentage.
Everything.
But in talking to a lot of people around the league, general managers and coaches, I laugh inside to myself a little bit like, oh, so now shooting's important? Like what? Like now shooting's important around the league?
Right.
As if, you know, the time that you go out to start playing basketball, you grab the ball, you go towards the goal, and your goal is to make the shot. And so we're talking so much more about how much shooting is valued. Effective field goal percentage is tremendous, with true shooting percentage being not far behind.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Wizards.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game, and I think ultimately that earned the W.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25. Out to Payton. And it's in there.
Well, Payton fending off the defense. That's a tough finish for a guard.
And here's Napier. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. Outside Bryant. Pass to Brown. And here is Bryant. Back to Brown. And stolen by Payton. A good-looking shot from the wing.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
Here's Bonga. Can't get it to fall. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. And in the win, a